So did you know that not all travel adapters and cords are created equally? Yeah, I didn't know that either. I thought that I could just pick up any old travel adapter as long as it had the correct end on it for the place that I was going, and any old cord, and it would just work with my devices perfectly, and my devices would charge quick and I'd be ready to go. That's not actually the case. I found out that there's some things that you really need to know about these items in order to get the best charging capabilities while you're on your trip. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all of the things I have just learned about these items. And I'm pretty sure it's going to transform your upcoming trips just as much as it has transformed mine, and is going to transform mine, because some of these things I just barely found out. So let's get at it. Okay, so electronics packing is probably one of the most irritating parts of my pack, because I work when I travel the majority of the time, because I go for long trips, and in order to do that, I have to be able to take my work with me. So this is my Lenovo laptop, and it comes with this cord that's got this giant brick thing on it. As you are going to be totally aware by watching this video, I am not an electronics expert at all. I'm just sharing with you some things that I have found out, and we're going to just see if it works. But I can't explain to you all the ins and outs of how everything works, because I'm not an electrician. I'm not an electronics expert. You wouldn't be hiring me to come and do the wiring in your house. Those aren't my strengths. But I can tell you that I can try things out and see what works. So anyway, this is my experiment for this video. This brick right here, yesterday I was looking at it and it said 65 watts. And that's when all of a sudden the light bulb went on. Ding ding! 65 watts. Does this have anything to do? Is there any similarities with this little guy right here that I take with me when I travel? I take both of these things with me when I travel. Because when I travel, I need to be able to put this into this so I can plug this into like a European outlet or the UK or whatever, right? So anyway, I need this adapter. But if this is 65 watts, then is there any correlation between the two? I didn't know. My dad knows the answers to all of these questions. He wasn't actually around for me to ask him. So the next best bet was to go to ChatGPT. So I went to ChatGPT and I explained the whole thing. I was like, I need to understand how all this works. Is there any correlation? Could I actually use this with a cord? Just a regular, because this actually works by plugging in USB-C is the power on this one. So would this work? Because there's all these USB-C things on here. Could I plug in a USB-C cord from this to this, and would it work? And ChatGPT said, theoretically, yes, but you would have to make sure that you have a cord that can carry 65 watts of power to this, providing that you put it into the right thing, because each one of these little, this is a C, these are C's, these are A's. So each one of these things have different amounts of power that are dedicated to go to it, okay? So the only one that would work for this particular block is this one right here. It would work. However, this is for 65 watts of power. This needs 65 watts of power. So I couldn't plug in anything else at the same time and have that be charging. It would only be the computer. That's it. And then I could, if the computer's not plugged in, I could plug in the other things, if that makes sense. So basically I was like, well, I wonder, so I tried it out and none of my cords would work. So I was like, okay, it's either the cord or this thing just doesn't work at all for this. So I thought I would invest in a little experiment. So I got on Amazon and I found that Amazon actually has a 120 watt converter. So I asked ChatGPT again, I'm like, would something like this work? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. And you could charge multiple things at the same time as your laptop. So I'm like, all right. So I purchased this, just barely came in the mail. I haven't even tried this out, you guys. We might make this whole video and find out this doesn't even work, but at least we'll know. Okay. So you're following along for this experiment. So I bought this and it's slightly bigger, which you would expect. I mean, it does double the power just about, but it's not that much bigger and the weight's about the same. So that's not bad. But if I could replace these two things with this, then the answer is 100%, 1000% yes, I want this. So anyway, so I have this new item. And what I also needed to do was to get the cords, because none of the cords I had they were not high wattage cords. I guess that's the term for it. Once again, remember, I'm not an expert on electronic things. So I bought some different cords for us to try out. So I have some different options, and I would actually take a couple of cords with me, because I always do, because I want to charge other things at the same time. Because what they were explaining too is that higher wattage means that, and please, if there are experts on this topic in watching this video, feel free to leave me comments, straighten me out, let me know what I'm misunderstanding. Keeping in mind, I'm not an expert on this at all. I'm just learning as I go. So, but these, I believe that makes them faster charging. So if I were to use the 100-watt cord, will that mean that my phone would charge faster, or would it be bad for my phone? That's what I need to find out. I will ask ChatGPT. I should just ask that, and maybe I'll do that later, and I'll cut into this video right here and I'll put the answer to that, because I really would like to know if I could use this 100-watt cord for things other than my computer, because my phone isn't going to take that much wattage in order to charge it, nor my earbuds, nor my cameras, but I don't want to fry those things either. So I need to make sure that it's okay for me to use this cord. So this is Amy from the future. So I actually found out the answer that I was wondering about with being able to charge my phone or other things with the 100-watt cord, will it fry my phone? So I asked that question specifically. I said, is it safe to use a 100-watt cord to charge my laptop and my phone? And it said, yes, it's generally safe to use a 100-watt USB-C cable to charge both your laptop and your phone. USB-C devices negotiate the power delivery, so your phone will only draw the necessary power even with a higher wattage charger. So that's according to Quora users. So anyway, if you're an expert on this topic, drop me some comments because I would like to know so I don't fry my phone. So hurry, hurry, hurry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually choose one of these to try out. And I believe there was one on here that it marketed itself as, okay, this was a 2-meter. That's right. I bought a 2-meter and I bought a shorter one because I wanted to have shorter as well. It's nice to have both options. I just needed to see, one of these was marketing itself as the fast charge. So landscape digital display, that's sort of cool. This one actually looks really cool. I might actually start with this one. What is this? Why did I buy so many things? I don't even know. I didn't know I bought 2 of the exact same thing here. I didn't realize I did that. Maybe they sent me 2 by accident. They may have. They could have sent me 2 by accident. I need to look at my order. But I have 2 of those. I don't know why. And I have the Anchor. So I have 3 different ones. I bought the Anchor 100-watt. It was a 2-pack. So I bought that. It was marketed as fast charging. However, I want to point out that just because something says fast charging on Amazon does not mean that it is fast charging today. It might have been fast charging 5 years ago when it was put on the market, but it's not anymore for the devices that we have. So just keep that in mind. It may not be as fast as you think. So make sure you look at when the product was actually listed on Amazon. This is a 100-watt braided 2-pack. Yeah, I mean, this one was the best price, I think. Yeah, this was the best price. So I'm going to start with the Anchor. I just want to kind of see. I'm going to have to probably get some scissors. So carefully open that. 1 second. Okay, so I have the Anchor one opened. Let's pull this out. Let's see how this is going to work. I'm kind of excited to find out. So I have 2 cords here and it clearly says, does it say on here what they are? That's a little bit of a disadvantage with this one. There's nothing marked on here that says 100 watt. So if I keep this one, I'm going to put some kind of little tag so that I know this is 100 watt, because otherwise it's just going to get mixed up with all my other things. I'm not going to know later on I have no idea. That's going to look like all my other ones. We're going to do the moment of truth here, guys. So this computer's actually got problems and one of the C drives doesn't work anymore. So I'm going to actually put in this one and that's the one that works. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take our new adapter. Actually, you know what? We're going to try with the old one first. We're going to take this old one right here. We're going to plug it in and we're going to plug this in right here. You may have noticed that earlier I had a lamp here. Well, I just knocked it off. Luckily it didn't break. Okay, so just plugged this in. Let's see what happened. The connected AC adapter has a lower wattage than the recommended AC adapter, which was shipped with the system. To use AC power, please connect the AC adapter which was shipped with the system. Okay, so I'm going to try. That's what happened yesterday. So I'm guessing that it might be this cube. If it isn't, then this system isn't going to work at all, which is going to be really disappointing. Let's plug in this. It shows that it's charging. Is this for real? Okay, oh my gosh. If this is for real, I'm literally going to be so happy. 9%. So that's, I mean, it's not bad. I'm really, really, really happy. Okay, so we're starting from ground zero. We started about maybe 5 minutes ago. I'm going to report back on how long it takes for this thing to charge fully with, I'm going to turn off all things in here. So it's just charging it. There isn't anything else up and going. I'll close out all programs, all documents. We'll just see how long it takes to fully charge this thing with this cord. And then I'm going to report back. So I have some fantastic news. I'm beyond happy about this. My setup with this new cord and this new little cube, little 120 watt little adapter thing, whatever it's called. It actually charged my laptop and it took about an hour and a half. And I think that's pretty good on the time. I don't know how long the actual cord that comes with a laptop, how long it takes to charge the laptop from 0 to 100 with that cord. So I would like to do a test on that and see, because if it does it in a fraction of the time, then maybe it's still worth taking the other one, or maybe I just need to look at the other cord. Because remember, there was a cord, this one right here, this one that's from Bose. I don't know. I'm not probably saying that right. Sorry, company. It's fast charging data cable USB-C to USB-C. So this one could actually be the better of the cords. This cord over here from Anchor might not be as good as this one. So I'm actually going to try it out with that one. I'm going to let the battery die down on this one, and then I'm going to test those 2 things, and then I'll give the full report next. Hey there. So this is Amy from the future, and I'm no longer at my home recording. I am on the road. I'm in Kazakhstan. I'm in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and I wanted to report some findings from this electronics. So I was very concerned before I left on my trip because I was so worried. I was like, I'm taking my laptop. I have so much work I'm going to be doing, and I'm going to be gone for like a long time. I'm on a round the world trip right now, and I couldn't afford to have my devices not work and not be able to be charged. But I did all of the tests before I left. I used the 120 watt. I actually even purchased the 140 and 170 just because I wanted to see if those were necessary. And honestly, they were not. They were overkill. I did not need that much wattage for the devices that I was taking, and they were a bit heavier and bulkier. So I did not take the 140 or 170. I actually just kept the 120, and that's what I took on this trip. And I want to report that it works like a charm. I am so abundantly happy that I made this discovery. Basically, what I also found out is that my white cord, I'm going to grab it to show you. So this white cord right here, this actually came with my phone. And I never thought of trying this out before I bought these other cords, but this actually works to charge my phone and my laptop. No problems. I was dumbfounded. So this is obviously a very good cord. So, you know, I just didn't know. I never even thought to look. So I have no idea what the wattage is, but it's at least 65 watt because it powers this laptop. So anyway, what I brought with me on this trip was this cord right here. I end up going overkill on the cords. I didn't need to bring as many as I have, but I have them. So anyway, I have this really long cord. This is one of those this is the Anchor one that I showed at the very beginning of the video, the one that was in that 2-pack. I brought that one. And let me just show you. I think I have some of these around. Yes, right here. I purchased these little things. They're just little bendable sticks, and they're really nice to be able to keep your cords bundled. So these are what I use for these. Anyway, that I have, and then I have the white cord, and I'll try to bundle this. I don't know what happened to the little stick for this one, so we'll just kind of have to keep it in its place. But I wanted to show you, I have everything in this little tiny bag. This is all my cords and my chargers, and like I said, too many cords. There's overkill on the cords, but I have this one because it has an A on it, and I thought, well, there might be devices that I might need to, has the C and the A. So I have this. Sometimes this is good for cars that you might rent. And hold up a second. This is my massive one. This one's really long. It's quite a big, heavy cord. I think it's overkill. I didn't need to bring this one at all, but it did. So overkill on the cords. I know that, but you know, sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. I was really worried. And now that I know that I'm on the road and I know exactly what works, for my next trip, I will scale down. My next trip, I will not bring this one. It's too big, it's too much. But I will bring this little Anchor, and I will bring my little white cord right here, because either one of these can charge the computer or the phone or the GoPro or the Insta360. Any of the things can be charged with these two things right here. Now let me show you what else. Of course I would take this. I have to take this. This is the European one, the adapter, but there's also the US, the UK, and Australia. So I have all of the options. And then I knew I might be going to India on this trip. And so I have I plug in the US right here, and which would be this adapter. I would take this US one, plug it into this, and then this goes into the socket for India. So I do have this extra thing. I brought this along, probably also overkill, but once again, I didn't know. But it is nice that I can get a fast charge at the same time with my laptop and my phone if I plug this in. And I can plug in either thing to the, how does it go in? Whatever, I don't need to demonstrate this. I'm too tired right now. I'm very tired. I've been traveling extensively. So anyway, this goes into here, and I can charge the phone and the laptop on a fast charge at the same time, which is really nice. So anyway, this little, it's just a pencil case, actually. It's been really, really handy. So pencil case, and it fits all of these little things in. Like I said, overkill. Oh, I also brought the car charger. So this is kind of really nice, because if you are in a car for an extended period of time, it's nice to be able to charge your device. This is the thing I would never bring again. So let's just pretend I didn't bring that. And let's actually pretend, I'm not so sure I would have brought this again. It's so bulky. I will not bring again. So look at how much that decreases. This is so tiny now. It actually fit more of my cables that I have scattered into my electronics bag. So this is just my cables and my charger little adapter bag. And then I have another little bag for my electronics, which is my camera. It's my SSD hard drive for my laptop. I mean, so many little things. if I wasn't working while I was traveling, I wouldn't have to bring this stuff. It really weighs me down. I really wish I didn't have to, but alas, I do. So that's what allows me to travel for an extended period of time, is because I can work while I'm on the road. So anyway, I wanted to just share with you that was the final result. I feel so happy that I went through this entire experiment, because honestly, I had no idea that this was possible. And so I hope that this taught you something as well. And like a lot of my videos, I actually like to take you through the process that I go through of discovery, because I think it's fun to watch someone discover something that they don't know and they're learning as you do. And it's kind of a mystery. It's kind of suspense. We don't know what's going to happen. And that's a lot like my trip. So I mentioned that I'm on a round the world trip right now, and I'm literally planning this thing as I go, day by day. I don't have the whole thing mapped out. I'll be gone for about 7-8 weeks and nothing is planned, which is really great because it allows me to be very flexible. I can stay as long as I want in a location and then move on to the next one. And the next one is a mystery. I don't know where I'm going. So anyway, I will be doing Travel Talk Thursdays, providing that my internet and my location allows for it. I was going to do one last week, but it did not work out because I was in a friend's house and the timing was wrong, and there's neighbors, and I just didn't, it was too much. So I couldn't do it. But now I'm in an Airbnb and I have my own space, so I can schedule a travel talk. So bring your questions to the travel talk. We're going to be doing that tomorrow. When I mean tomorrow, that will be Thursday, September 11th. September 11th, yes. Anyway, so, and like I said, I'm in Almaty, Kazakhstan right now, and so you'll be able to see me here and ask any questions. Bring your questions about electronics, about toiletries, about any of my travels so far on the road, anything that you might want to know. I'm going to be doing a bunch of different more. Once again, I told you I'm tired. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other videos on, like just helpful topics. Like I'm going to do one on public transportation, how to find your way around train stations and subways and all that stuff, because I think that's super helpful. There's general rules of thumb that work around the world, no matter where you're at. And I'm going to be doing my final flight video that I for my series on the actual flight and the things to expect on a flight. And so anyway, I have a bunch more in the pipeline, and I hope that you'll join me for all the videos and the travel talks. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be advertising on there. And I know that if you're watching this far in the future and tomorrow is whenever, then you can actually catch the live recording, because they're all recorded and you can find them right in the lives. And you'll just look for September 11th, 2025 to see what we talked about. Okay, I will see you either on the travel talk or in the next video. Bye.